Good morning, everybody. We will be with you shortly. Everybody, just getting the streamers streaming here, getting those electrons moving up to a higher orbit to bring you the best entertainment and edutainment in crypto. Oh, I stopped the timer. How about that? Just add a little time to the beginning of the show. It's gonna be a fun week, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot going on. Got Memecoin/AI Coin Monday. We're gonna have Technical Tuesday. We're gonna have Whatever Wednesday going on. We'll have a show on Thursday as well. We also have 2 Space Lounge episodes. Space Lounge, Crypto Swamp Creatures coming out. One debuted this morning at 9 o'clock. Check our channel for that. All about the Paul Atkins as the SEC appointee by Trump. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of this award-winning show here on the DYOR Media Network. It is January 13th, 2024, and we have a great show for you today. Over my left shoulder is Mr. Chris Alexander, Mr. Swamp Creature himself. There's a new episode of the Swamp Creatures out right now. And you're looking at it right there. Go check our channel after this show for that. It's all about Paul Atkins being the appointee for Donald Trump. Also, I have construction going on in the background. Not in my place, but in the place next to us. And they're digging up concrete, so it doesn't matter where in our building it is. It sounds like hell here. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host Pedro Garcia is sitting in a flower field somewhere. But there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Garcia. What's happening today, Pedro?
Hey man, life is good. Life is good. Dude, I can't complain. Things are just, I'm working hard and
what happened this weekend? What'd you do? No crypto or did you kill them on the trades?
I actually did a bunch of back testing. A couple things that was really stood out to me. I was basically in prayer because there was something that I wasn't seeing correctly. And so some people meditate, some people do whatever, right? I pray. And I pray to a God, whether you believe there is a God or not. And so as I was sitting there, I was like, how do
The Bitcoin God?
No, Jesus. And
I
was like, how do I work this out? What am I not seeing? And he showed me these things that I misaligned what I was doing incorrectly and trading. And yes, I know, like some people say you don't talk to God about things like that. But look, I think God wants to know small details in your life. Anyways, the reason why I'm bringing this up is so I went through and realized, oh shoot, like he's right. And so I sat there and listen, many of you guys know I was an orphan, I went through foster care my whole entire life from age 5 to 18, emancipated, right? So he's literally been there looking out for me. And the reason I bring this up is I was sitting there and I realized like what I was misunderstanding and transitioning in the market. And so I had to go back and I back tested it forever. I was going back and looking at these things and realizing, oh shoot, I had the wrong perception of it doing this and how it's coming around. So I went through and really just went nerdy, man, went to work. And looking at the nuances in the market. Well,
did the back testing work? Did you would it made tons of money? Or was it the other way? It was fruitless and the back testing showed that I would have lost my shirt.
No, it's not necessarily. So here's the thing. I wasn't back testing to check out a strategy. I was back testing to understand. So there's 2 types of back testing. I think it's kind of really important to understand. So there's the back testing to work out a strategy, like what most people actually do, right? And here's the thing though, that's kind of like putting the cart before the horse, right? That's the problem. That's one of the biggest issues in trading. That's why a lot of people don't succeed at it, because they'll do that. The best thing a lot of times, and you need to do that first, right? That's like babies learning how to crawl first, right? They're sooner they're gonna, but once they're able to get up, in the same sense, what you want to do is, once you have a semblance of kind of understanding of the market through strategies, what you want to do now is take the core part of that strategy, and what you want to do is you want to go back and watch the times that it doesn't work, and go back and understand, why isn't it working correctly? Why is this? Because there's another factor that's happening that your eyes are not trained to see yet. And so it's almost like like a baby. You know how some babies go from crawling and then they get on their leg, they get up, they'll stand up, start to walk a little, and they'll fall on like one leg and they'll scoot, right? Kind of like that with their leg, kind of cup. And I've seen that a lot of times with most babies, until they get strong enough to where that one weak leg gets strong enough, right? And that's a lot of times what strategy is that you got one strong leg and you're doing good. You're walking, right? You can walk, but that one leg is weak. And so what happens is you need to go back and strengthen that one part of your leg and going through. And that was one of my biggest things that I was like, oh my goodness, dude, how did I miss that? And I'm still working it out. I'm not fully done. I mean, normally these type of strategies, back testing takes, weeks, because your brain has to process the information first. Then your subconscious plays with it, and then your unconscious plays with it, and then it kicks out the information to you. Then you get to the next level, and it's like this, just you come to more of an understanding.
I think Pedro, let me go back to my original question. How was your weekend?
It was fun. It was fun. I had fun. I had a lot of fun just looking at trends and wicks and moving averages and time changes in between the moving averages and time changes between the wicks, and how that's all working in conjunction, right? It's like a dance, the most beautifulest of dances between. So
Tom, how was your weekend? Wow, Pedro, it was good.
I'm so sorry. Tom, how was your weekend, bro?
Jesus and prayer and back testing and stuff. And I'm like, man, just all I want to know is, it's a show introduction. How was your weekend, Pedro? Tom, how was yours? Oh, it was good. The wife and I cooked an amazing pot roast yesterday. Probably the best one I've ever done.
Really?
And everything, had all the ingredients you could possibly imagine for a pot roast, including I minced up some garlic, I put rosemary and thyme in it, had a beautiful about 2 pounds of meat in it, of which the missus and I killed all of the meat last night. I mean, it was delicious, and I am surprised, and I'm telling you this because I've tried over the years to make. Well, during COVID, I took up cooking a little bit more because it just happened.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back to restaurants and all that type of stuff when COVID was over, so we could get out. And I haven't done a good roast since Christmas or since COVID.
Oh wow!
And I did it, and it came out beautiful. It was like, mwah! And there are a little leftovers today, but not much. But we killed it last night. We killed it. Had carrots and parsnips and some onion and potato, and it was delicious. And it's my little skill, and I took basically the whole day off from crypto yesterday just to cook and feed the soul.
Yes.
It was good.
Yes, absolutely.
It was good. Who do we got here in the house? But let me get this. I wait to get the Twitter feed started, but I'm going to do that right now. Welcome everybody joining us on Twitter and X. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Stick around here. We're going to talk BTC. We're going to talk meme coins. We're going to talk AI stuff.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk all kinds of stuff today. So hang out with us here. Anyway, let's see. This is our X feed. This is our X feed of our daily show. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, anyway, we got a good show for you today. The market didn't really do much over the weekend. Just kind of hung out, and on the open today, it dumped on your ass. It's just actually earlier today it did, and then on the open today, they brought it back a little bit, thinking that it was going to be going up in the morning today, the emotions were running like, oh my God, everything's going down. All of a sudden, we're at the bottom, and it scam wicked into like 89,000, something like that. Everyone's like, that's the bottom, it's going back up. We're going to 125,000. And you got tricked again by a false bull maneuver, or whatever they call it. And it went back down, and everyone got liquidated twice in one day.
Well,
except for me, because I was not in the market, right?
Well, we talked about this on Friday, though, right? Or Thursday, where I can remember AI was talking about market and saying, if we go up typically, and I said it all depends on how we open up in the morning. Or the Asian Open on Sunday and the Monday. I go, if the market goes up first thing, and you guys can go back and listen to my discussion with AI Wolf. Shout out to AI Wolf. What's up? Oh, also, sorry, we didn't say what's up to all our people. We got Patrick Stefanik. Good to see you, dude. I slept in. It's a good day. Great. Awesome. Baby. What's up, Crypto Knight? So good to have you, man. Dr. J's in the house. So awesome. Babies.
Baby.
Baby. It's good to have you, Pat. As always, bro. I'm gonna start calling him John
Patrick
Mark. Stefanik. I'm calling him
Stefanik.
John Mark is his name, Mr. John Mark.
It's a great day. It is a great day, except here in Ottawa, Canada, in the great state of Canada. It is snowing here and cold, but I'm inside and warm, so I guess that doesn't matter. And I've got weird lighting going on today. My forehead is extra shiny today.
You're looking nice today, man.
Look at over here in the corner. It's all white. Why is that? Oh, never mind. That's not the important part. The important part is, Pedro, where is this market going?
Alrighty, so let's talk about this. So, all right, we all know, I've said many a times, if it goes up first thing in the week, we'll see it go down by the end of the week. If it goes down in the beginning of the week, we shall see it go up.
Welcome, Crypto Night.
So, remember I say if it opens up first thing in the Asian market, okay, typically they'll see a sell-off, and sure enough, me and AI Wolf had this discussion. I said, we'll see what happens in the Asian market. If it goes up first thing in the morning, right, or excuse me, to the evening of the market, which is the morning of Asia, right, we saw it go up here, and sure enough, right, go up to go down, boom. And then into the London market, they try to push it up a little during pre-market. They just were not having it, so they sold it off. Boom. So we saw this sell-off, and then come 9:30 U.S. market, boom, we see it push up, and now it's kind of just consolidating here. And so it all depends. Now it hit our areas that we've talked about, coming down into the 90,000, 89,000-ish areas. You guys can see came down, which is dopey dope. Whoop whoop. Our good old friend, who you have to the left of your shoulder, or your right of your shoulder, which was Mr. Chris Alexander, while he was on our show. I think it was back here. When was it? Yeah, it was the 8th. He was on the Wednesday, right? As we were selling off. And I said, we want to wait, consolidate until we see what happens with the 8. Most likely it's going to come down and then see it come all the way to either that 88,000. It just, man, I always hate it when it does this, because that means it's going to go down again, most likely. So I'm expecting to see it's coming into that 88,000 and potentially come down to that 86,000 area. So it's looking like it is bumping. Speaking of Mr. Chris Alexander, looking forward to the Crow bet that we talked about down here at the 10-cent area, like that 10.91 or 11 cent, 10 cent area. So Crow's coming down here to it. Sorry, changing that on you, bud. Because we talked about that as well while he was on our show. So he said he would donate $1,000 to my Royal Family Kids Camp, the orphan camp that I'm a part of. And so I always tell everybody, if ever you want to give me a tip or something like that for helping you out when it comes to chart, go through and donate to the one that's here.
I think Chris said we should start a fund, and the profits from that account or that trading account go to a charity of some sort.
Yeah, whatever it is. That's cool. I would love it. So it'd be dope. All right, so let's go ahead now. We're jumping back to BTC again. BTC, as we're looking here from a meta narrative. So it all depends kind of what we're going to see today. So we're seeing it starting to sell off and come down. Where is it going to turn? I'm expecting a couple places here. So let's going to remove this. We're going to remove this, remove this. These have been sold through. Ba-ding, dink, ba-ding, ding. Okay. So now we're playing, here's a clean chart. Now this has already been traded through right here. So I think we're most likely going to sell. But the thing is when I created this, our 89 and 100 period moving average weren't there. They were actually more down in these levels here, down at the 81,000, 88,000. So I would have to sit there and say this may hold. Depends on the volume that comes in. Okay, we had decent amount of volume, sell volume today, which is good, but it's not super duper strong, right? Like if I saw that type of amount of seller pressure come in, or sell pressure come in, I would expect it to see it really kind of continue. So it all depends what happens here. One being, as Trump is becoming closer into the, as Trump is getting ready for his inaugural stuff that he's doing.
Address.
Yeah, inaugural address. Yeah, where he's going to sworn in. Are they going to do their best to sell it off even a little bit more? I expect that they're going to. I think they're going to see as much as they can to push it down. People are going to sell, or people are going to buy as Trump gets in. Okay. I think that day, as it's happening, he's talking about how he's going to enact all these things that he's going to try to do. He's going to try to sign in, get it done. I think what's going to happen is people are going to buy. So it's going to be an epic way for the institutions to go in and to put in all their shorts. Right?
Totally epic.
Shorts in on those buy orders. And then they're going to drop it, which is going to hurt a lot of those people. And then from there, we'll see it turn around probably within a day or two, maybe 3, where we'll see it then rally. So depends. Here are some of the areas that I'm looking for it to get down to. Obviously the 88,400 to the 87,500 area. 1. 2, we have the 100-day period moving average, which is sitting literally at 86 2020 or 220. Then we have the 82 226, the 8150 area, and potentially, now that's this area here, the 82 to 80,000 area. And then the next area is at the 200 period moving average, which could be at that 75,000, 74,000 area. So these little areas is one of the turnarounds we could see. If they're really going to go for the gusta and punch people in the gut, i.e. Mr. Sailor, they may crush it all the way down to maybe that 67,000, potentially to that 60,000. And this is going to be like a flash crash. Okay. Potentially one of those moves that literally they'll try to do to scare everybody and their mama so that they can get as much buyer volume as possible. So that's
anyway,
it.
Pedro, I've been dealing with this construction noise in the background, and somebody was complaining about my mic sucking wind. I think I fixed that. Not exactly sure, completely fixed, but good enough. I'm trying to use noise gates and compressors and all that stuff to get this thing out. Have you ever heard anyone drill into concrete?
I have.
And they could be
I have done it.
5 feet from you, or they could be 10 floors from you. It sounds the same. It sounds as if you have gone to hell. And this is your punishment. You're like, you get to listen to this. And I have this adverse effect from it. And it's going on my floor here because there was a water pipe had some issues on the other end of the floor, fixing it. When I was a freshman in college, I moved into my dorm. It was great. Everything was fantastic. The first week was like just wonderful. A great room, decent roommate. And then the noise started. And then they're like, oh, we're rehabbing the rooms on the 8th floor. And it was all for 6 months. Nothing but that concrete all day. So if you wanted to study or have a nap during the day, it wasn't happening. So I barely ever was in my room. I was always at a library or something. And you'd think, oh, it's good to spend time in a library, Tom, because you study, right? No, I put my head on the desk and sleep. Anyway, Pedro, back to BTC. Pedro, the other day, and also more recently, you, along with some other people, have been talking about that $88,000 range. And I was going to put some long orders in at 89,000 or 88.5 or something like that. And this morning, when I saw that big scam wick down, as I call it, I thought, oh, I missed out because I didn't put the orders in, and it would have hit them, and it popped right up to 92. It would have been a great little small trade, but it didn't go down far enough anyway. So my orders would not have been executed. And so I was like, oh, I just had it just off. And as you know, don't chase the trade. There'll always be a new trade.
Or develop rules that you can make sure that you have a good risk to reward ratio that allow you to take part in that trade and when to get out and profit. Right? Like this is the thing, right? And we've talked about that. So
right. And no, but so it didn't get down to those levels, but now I was thinking, all right, I'll put him in at that level. But all of a sudden, then you're telling me in my ear, I hear, oh, well, maybe 70,000, maybe 60,000 or something like that. And so I'm like, now I have the novice buyer or the novice trader hesitancy because I haven't developed those all those rules and things like that. You know, I'm starting to learn the levels and where, you know, say get in and out. But the point is that 88 seems to be a good place to buy. Or do I just say, no, wait till that next level in the 70s and then never see it and never get in? You know, these are the things that emotionally I still struggle with because I haven't worked all the emotions out of my trading yet. Does that make any sense?
it does make sense. So one of the things I always tell everybody, look, there's small nuanced rules. I always say is I use the 8-period moving average on multiple time frames, and I'll sit there and I'll go through and I want to see where I can line that up. And so if I can line up moving averages while at the same time start to see a trend happening on my 8, 5, or 15, that's when I want to sit there and get in. So if it does go against me, I know specifically that it will most likely go up. And if it goes for me, I know pretty much where I want my stop to be and then go down. And the key is to be able to develop a specific, remember I talked about earlier in the show of doing the fine-tuning nuance where you go through and understanding why certain things are happening. Start tallying in your trade plan on every single trade why you have your stop where you have your stop at, why you're getting in at a certain point, and let that guide you, because that will, when it goes against you, you'll sit there and go, why did it go against me? If it goes your way, it kicks off dopamine to say that you're correct. And even if you're like, we're not in the forest, we're that's a tree. Like you're saying, no, that's a tree. And somebody say, no, we're in the forest. Either way, sooner or later, you're going to realize you're in the forest, meaning you're right, but wrong. And you'll get the narrative. So you need to write down all of your trades and the reason why, where your stop is at, and the reason why. And that will help you develop the keen sense of the trade. And then you'll start to go back and back test it more and to maybe put on change indicator, or you'll see a nuance in the chart that you'll sit there and go, oh shoot, I never saw that. And
sorry, so, every time I try to come back and ask another question, the construction thing kicks off.
yeah, absolutely.
And I get what you're saying, but let me summarize it up to maybe help the viewers understand what I was asking too. if you have two zones, you say, I have a zone, I'm just going to make up zones. I have a zone at 88,000 and I have a zone at 82,000. Is there any one thing that says this zone is more important than the other, or is just one is just closer to the current price and one is farther than the current price?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. All right, we're oh, this noise. I hope it's not bothering you guys too much. Welcome Crypto Mike to the house. Yeah, Patrick says I can hear rebar. Yeah, I believe they're cutting rebar. There's a plumbing issue. I live in a building that when it was opened 20 years ago was hailed as the newest and best building in all of Ottawa. It's greatest location, all this kind of stuff. But it was built by the shittiest contractor. So and we're just renters here in this building, so it's not that big of a deal. But there's always a problem. Fire alarm goes off once a week. No fires, I might add. Last night, 2 nights ago, the fire alarm went off at 1 a.m. because some crack addict walked into our lobby and pulled the fire alarm. Because in their infinite wisdom, they put a fire alarm in the area between the public door and the locked door. So any crack addict can walk in and just pull the fire alarm. And they do like once a week. And we say, oh, we want to lock the outer door. And then the building management is like, well, then we got to put in the code machine because we have a doorman, so we don't need the code machine. And that costs money. I'm like, well, so does the freaking fire department showing up and there's no actual fire. Whoa. I'm gonna tell you, I enjoy living in a condo building, Pedro. I had a house for a long time with yards and shoveling snow and cutting grass and keeping track and maintenance and roofs and sidings and foundation repair. Loved it. I love living in a condo building, except for dealing with the association and the people that have lived here a long time and they're just cheap bastards and they don't want to spend another dime because they're going to die soon, so they just need to hoard their money. And you're like, no, we need to make sure crack addicts don't walk in the building. Oh, all right. Tom's tangents, but it's bugging me just because this noise is going on. Anyway, Charles Jansen, the weekly checklist. What else we got here? Did I miss anybody? No, I don't think so. But Crypto Mike, welcome to the house. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Low viewership today. Only 13 people total watching us today after a spectacular Thursday show. Welcome to everyone watching us on Rumble. Really appreciate it over there. Chris Pavlovsky, if you happen to be one of those 5 people, please help us out here and put us on the main screen.
That would help us out a lot.
Please. It would really help us out. Anyway, so I'm going to give everyone a shout out over there. Welcome, Rumblers. Pedro, the topic of the show today, it's just it's Memecoin Monday, but I put up the thing here, meme AI coin Monday, and
yes.
First of all, I have the AI guy up there, and also I have AI Wolf gave us a nice little female broadcaster for the DYOR studio there.
Yeah.
Who amazingly, she looks just like the Saul BAE.
Saul Bay.
Saul Bay person, but doesn't matter. Thank you, AI Wolf, for that. It went well in our thumbnail. Didn't help the viewers or anything like that, but thanks. Before we get into talking about pricing for AI coins that we might want to go over, what the audience wants to go over, one of the things that I've been wondering, and I haven't brought it up here before because there hasn't really been a time to yet, is that with AI tokens, I'm skeptical that many of them are actually run by AI. I believe that many of them are just called AI tokens. And the dev is just doing his normal dev stuff. And they're like, oh, the AI thing is talking to this, the AI person is talking to that, and the bots, and it's just on all full automatic. It's just all great. And then you're like, oh, well, where'd you get the AI from? Oh, my friends and I just made it. I think, oh, okay. And then you look at, and then all of a sudden the project peters out and it goes to zero and there's no money in it. Like every other project, or I shouldn't say like every, like 99% of projects. So how do we, as retail people, and I'm gonna say this because it gets into a legal morass really quickly, especially with the Biden administration moving out, the Trump guys coming in. The new guy at the SEC, Paul Atkins, if you listen to the Swamp Creatures, he's not just coming in saying do whatever you want to do. He is a regulatory guy. And he's one of those guys that both sides like, the Democrats and the Republicans. He's coming in and he's going to say, no, there's going to be rules. He's got a background of protecting the retail investor. And so if you listen to the Swamp Creatures talk about it, you have to understand that it's not going to be just like everything's all roses and the crypto market can do what they want. There's going to be some rules and there's going to be some downside, I should say, some penalties for people that break the traditional rules along with the new rules. The traditional rules are you can't lie to investors. Doesn't matter what market is regulated, whatever it is, you can't lie to the retail investor. And as crypto becomes mainstream and under the auspices of a regulation, proper regulations, if you're telling people that this project is run by an AI, and thus then you have to disclose the possible problems with an AI, but it's really run by a dev, you've lied to everybody. And you could go to the joint. And under the old rules and under the new rules. But let's back off the downside of it. The good side of it is that you could have some good projects here. But how do we know that? How do we know in these projects that most of the people won't even dox on these AI projects? And they all say that, oh, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that, and we're doing that. We have these AI agents and all this type of stuff. And just casually poking through them, they're mostly just applets that people load from various, they go on to, if you know anything about Amazon's AWS system and their AI, they've got all sorts of AIs you can rent. There's all different things that do, from generative picture ones to storytelling machines, you know, whatever your thing is, that Amazon will rent that to you as part of your AWS account. And I think people are just going in and saying, oh, we just want something that'll talk and write some posts. Because one of the things you can't do is you can't have an AI that posts to Twitter, to X, without having an API account. Do you know what an API account for X now costs now?
About 10,000, right?
10,000 a month.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, it's not cheap. I mean, you can use, there's all sorts of things that'll use your desktop to cut and paste and post things and all this type of stuff. That's obvious. But it's a lot. It's a lot of money. And there's a lot going on there. And I'm unconvinced. Right now, I'm doing the skeptic in me. Like I was skeptical about Ripple before it showed me the highway there. And I'm skeptical about many of these projects actually being run by AI. And even like when you're talking to devs on Spaces, they're like, yeah, it's fully run by AI. And then all of a sudden you're like, you want to ask it a question and they're like, oh, well, I got to get it started. And they're like, wait a minute. I thought it was being run by AI. That means that it runs all the time, you know? So there's some fishiness going on here. And I thought I'd bring that up because if we're going to talk about AI coins, I want the audience to know that the Striking is skeptical. And also that these AI coins aren't disclosing the downsides and the possible risks. Obviously, we're all in the crypto and the meme coin market. You know the risk is whatever you invest is likely going to go to zero in meme coins, or you'll sell at a 10x loss. And every once in a while, you'll get the 10x or 100x win. And so we're all used to that. But there's so many new people coming in now, they're not used to that. And they're like, oh, AI tokens, I'm going to invest my inheritance in that, and boom, their money's gone. Money gone. So I'm skeptical about that. What are your thoughts on that? You've paid a lot attention to the AI things and coming up with them and all that. So have you had similar I don't even know the right word. Similar problems getting this market and understanding that if it's real or not?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I think is so interesting is that in the market that we're playing in, just like any type of market, you're always going to have scammers. And so you've got to sit there. Like, I understand risk pretty well, right? how it kind of works all together. And so you need to go in with a skeptic mindset, but also open enough to sit there and go, is this something that is really happening? Or is this something that is smoke and mirrors? And so when I sit there, regardless of me interacting with something or regardless of me, and I always have both. I'm always weighing both. I don't sit there and overgo with something, nor do I sit there and discount it, because it doesn't keep me open to it. I will not stay open to learn. And this is a hard thing for most people. It's the ideas, and I bring this as weird. I mean, it's going to sound weird, but I think this is important to understand. It's the idea of, if God is so good, then why does he allow bad things to happen? Do you throw the baby out with the bathwater? What is the deal? It's the same idea with, in humanity, we want something conclusive. And 99% of life is unconclusive. You marry a person you absolutely love and adore, and 70% of the time, you guys are never going to agree. Those are the statistics.
No, I get it, but
so in the same sense, in relationship to this AI situation, is it a bunch of BS? Yes, but do I have the ability to catch a Godius Maximus? Absolutely. If I stay open and keep learning. And is it all malarkey? Most likely, yes. But I'm not going to jade myself. I'm looking for the opportunity so I can take advantage of it, versus like this, the idea of and I hate to use this term, but the prosperity mindset versus a poverty mindset. It's this idea of like, is it the majority of it crap? Most likely, yes. But as I go through each one and start to learn, I start to realize which one is right, which one is wrong. And the best way to do that, just how they teach bank tellers to go figure out what the real money versus fake money is. They haven't played with real money. And in the same sense, you can sit there and as you start to keep, okay, this is fake, or this isn't real, this doesn't seem right. Go to the next one. This doesn't seem right. Because we play with real projects called Ethereum, called Bitcoin, called BNB, right? Like, we've seen what real technologies look like. We know and we understand that. We've seen them explode. ICP, right? And what it's building, right? It's dope. It's literally, and it's blockchain is building stuff. So go through, look, or go through.
But have you seen in your experience out there talking to a slightly different group of people I talk to, have you seen anything that they're actually real? That there's an other than just people talking on an X basis?
I think yes and no. Again,
that's my problem. But there's a lot of no's.
Yeah, yes and no. So do I sit there and throw the baby out with the bathwater? No, I'm not. I'm gonna sit there and go, okay, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to take the steak. I'm going to eat the meat and toss out the bone, man.
No, I get that. I mean, if you just substitute the word AI for Pepe Frog image.
Me, exactly.
And we get that, and it's just another term, and it doesn't actually mean anything. Then that's one thing. Then we all know they're meme coins. But if you're out there, someone's out there saying, this is AI doing it. Show it to us. Prove it to us that there's an actual AI. Here's the AI running. You can go look at it. And you can see its decision-making tree coming up, and it just made these trades. It just did that. It just added liquidity. One guy was telling us, in one space, it's like, oh yeah, it adds liquidity and does this and changes liquidity for this, and it moves it around between ETH and USDT and this kind of stuff. And someone was just like, oh, well, show us one of the transactions. Oh, well, the guy's like, I'm looking through the liquidity transactions on your token right now, and I don't see anything that looks like that. Oh, well, this is, it's not that liquidity pool. It's, there's one that, blah, 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 blah. I'm not recounting this conversation correctly, but the scamminess feeling was the same.
Yes.
And so
there you go.
Viewers, Chuck, Patrick, Dar Baby, all you guys, when you hear something new like this, AI token, has anyone felt the same scamminess feeling in me, like we're just all being taken for a ride, that none of these are actually AI, it's just devs just doing their normal thing anyway? Let us know, ladies and gentlemen. But meanwhile, we got to, as they say, pay the man. So we're going to do our manual commercial break right now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Right? All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for that. Appreciate paying attention to the great YouTube machine there. Let's see. Wow, that was amazing how people dropped off with that one. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, come on back here. Come on back.
Come on back. Come on back.
Oh, you know what I haven't tested, Pedro? I haven't tested that if we have the window, if someone has our screen up on one monitor and they're watching us.
Yeah.
But they click off to move their charts or to watch their porn or whatever. And does YouTube still count that as a viewer? Because a lot of times I notice when we come back, it jumps back up. It didn't this time.
Actually, probably, we do need to look that into it, because literally, I know if I switch from one to another and I don't have a play and my cursor isn't on it, it knows if my cursor is on it or not.
Right, it knows as that focus Java applet or whatever they call it. And if it's your browser is focused, but they know people on desktop watch. YouTube even has a pop-out window that you can pop out and stays on top of everything else. But something's amiss anyway. It says we have 0 viewers, and I have it playing on my phone, making sure my mic wasn't a mess. So anyway, let us know you're still here, everybody. Let's get that algorithm going here. Yeah, but why don't we start talking about some other projects here, Pedro?
Memecoins. Yes, let's check them out. So we've got quite a few of these. I actually went on Zach Humphrey's show. Shout out to the Breakfast Club over on X, and I've got a few myself. Obviously, I went and played. Many of you guys know I've been playing with Bay quite a bit, and holy crap, it hit it to a T.
Is this Bay on Sol?
Yeah, this is Bay, like on Sol, dude. It's like literally playing exactly. I don't know if these guys are trading my stuff or if it's just that. That's just that good, dude. I was like, dang, I wouldn't say I'm that good. I think they gotta be. There's no way, or unless somebody is, like they're watching and they're buying where I'm talking, what I'm talking about. So, like literally, it hit 700,000, 600,000 or 700,000. What I talked about, we could hit and see it peak down. So, Bay, which is a AI project, we'll start off here with them today. And there you can actually go through. Again, this is not financial advice. These are just I'm bringing opportunity to you guys so you can sit there and look at it and check out where you want to enter, where you don't want to enter, and kind of go from there. So I'm gonna cut through these kind of not quickly. How much time do I have? So I have about an hour. So we're gonna cut through these and have you guys kind of check out price points where I'm looking at if I was to get into a lot of these, and then you guys can play it. So we can go to there. And Tom, forgive me from the when we were off stage there.
The show.
Okay, so here we go, guys. So here we
Carmen Crypto, welcome to the show.
Gotcha. There's other things going on, Pedro. You are 1 of 20. Cool, awesome. Okay, so you can check it out. We're hitting the 700,000 mark area, seeing the sell-off come in, and so I'm expecting to see Bay come back down and tap that 8-period moving average, which is sitting about that 400,000, potentially 300,000 mark area. We can see it pull back and then see it just consolidate a little and then continue up into that $1 million market cap area, which would be the 001 area.
$1 million.
So that's something we can definitely see what's happening there. I did like playing with Bay quite a bit. She was quite cool. Next, let's check out Nero. I have Nero right here. Where are you at? There we are. Boom. So Nero's right here, which I find really interesting. I like it. So it played off of our areas here. We talked about when we found out about it. We found out about it right here back in October. Now I foolishly slept on this, and
me too.
When it actually was in early August. So, and I learned about this from one of the guys who learned about it, who knew the dev team, and he's quite a big KOL. He's known in the industry pretty well. So I learned a lesson from sleeping on his stuff. What's up? What's wrong?
I was looking at that candle.
Oh yeah, that's what she said.
Joke's getting old, man.
I know, I'm sorry, dude.
Welcome AI Wolf to the show. Sorry I missed your comments earlier.
But you can see here, right here, that this level, yeah, like right here, I thought about actually buying into, which was so interesting, bro. I was literally going to buy here.
What day was that, or time frame? I can't see your...
This is a daily.
September?
Yeah, this was back like August 15th, August 16th. When did we go to
Yeah, wait, hold on. Go back to that little first pump there.
right here?
Yeah, that right there when it started selling off after that. I was like, meme coin, it's done. Here's the sell off. It's over. Just like most of them do. I thought I could walk over there and point to it, but nope.
Here, let me move it over. Go ahead.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. It went up. I'm like, ooh, yeah. And I was thinking about it. I think AI Wolf was talking about it down at the bottom here. Sorry, my spatial recognition is off here. Depth perception is off. And then it went up and said, oh, I missed it. Darn it. And then it dumped. And I was like, forget it. And then it starts, higher lows. And I'm like, higher highs, higher lows. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe. And then move it over again a little bit here. And I looked at it again as it sold back off. And I was like, no, forget about it. And then I put it out of my mind for a while. And then I remember the show we were on when all of a sudden it pumped.
The God candle.
Yep. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, Nero. And I think that when it pumped like that, it was right about the time that everyone on Crypto Breakfast Club started talking about it. Not that they caused it, but that's what got their attention or something like that.
Yep. And it's funny, and we actually talked about it. When did we go to Futures
August.
Conference? August? Yeah. So like early August, late August?
Right in the middle of August.
So right here, like in the 15th then?
Well, look at that price.
Well, the reason why is so I got it 2 days after. So it was that weekend that I learned about this. So I was...
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you first talking about it.
And I didn't. We didn't. So it would have been around right here. Not right here, but right here. And then it came down into these levels. And I forgot about it.
Yes, Patrick, I'm too skeptical.
And here's the thing. I love his skepticism. Skepticism? No, skepticalism.
Yeah, that.
I love it, bro. Yeah, skepticalism. Whatever it is. But I love it because I'm sometimes a little too much of an optimist unless I'm looking at a chart. And then I'm like, oh, this is trash. But
right. Going down.
Yeah. But I'm more... And you would think it would actually be the opposite for me, right? Because I've literally dealt with the harshness of humanity. But for me not to go crazy and kill people, and I joke around. Sorry, I probably shouldn't joke around about that. But in truth, though, for me, instead of going insanity, I have to sit there and say, you know what? There's goodness out there. So let's talk about maybe where I think Nero is going to go. So we're stopping at this point here. And what's really interesting, it's kind of sitting right at our area here. We talked about this. It's sitting right here. And what I think is so interesting is people are selling off fairly strong here. Not comparative to the previous days, but it's still consistently selling off here. You can see that people are definitely just selling off product, what they're trying to do. I mean, this thing, it used to be a billion market cap. Now it's, I think it got up to 5 billion. And now it's
got up to 5 billion?
I think so. Let me just make sure.
I don't have that up on my screen. But you know what? I
Here, let me make sure. So it's 200,006. So then 6 right here. 200,000. 200, 400. 600. I think. Okay, so more like probably 2 bill. Oh, I'm sorry, not 5 billion. 2 billion. It was Godius Maximus that went to 5 billion. I think that's what it was. So this one got up to about 1 billion, a little bit over, and then sold off here. But if you're looking to get back into this, okay, because we are selling through this area here. I'm definitely looking for it to come back down to these lower levels here. So that's going to be, we have 2 areas here that you could potentially get in on. One is going to be right here. So it came down to our area here. You can get in on your first start of it right here. Okay, so that's this area right here. So it came down to our area. I said we could get in right here, and if we have a reaction with good volume and it gets above the 8, we want to get in. It had average volume. It didn't have really good volume here. If you look at this, if this was the bounce here, and you're like, we had more seller volume here and just kind of consolidated. So it was like, all right, it's not continuing up. So we got above the 8, but no volume. Boom, we sold off. And then now we came down to our second area. The second area is similar situation. Not a lot of buyer volume. We're going to see what happens here. But I think we're coming back down to either this area here. If you want to be picking up some of Nero, I think this area is potential decent where you can get in around. And I would say maybe get in with a 10% of your bag that you're considering to put in here. So that would be around the 00068 to the 00065 area. The next area here is going to be 0000335 and 00033 area here. I like that area. And then really my real, like if it comes down to here, and this might just kill the chart, but this would be my area. That this is the area that I would potentially pick up maybe the majority of my bag here. There's a lot of big players in this. There are a lot of people who really like this play here, what they're doing as an AI product. So these areas here I like. I'm gonna take these off here. Boom, boom. I think we're gonna sell through this area here, and we're gonna see it come down to these lower areas here. But I like potentially getting at this bag. Start with your bag and then dollar cost average into these lower areas here. Again, I don't think they're rugging. AI Wolf, are they rugging, or is this actual like just having issues because of the market? You know, like
what does their market cap come down from at the high? Not necessarily the high, but the close to the high to what it is now. Is it down by more than half?
Oh yeah, dude, easily, bro. It basically went to it went to $1 billion, and then sold off to 200,000.
200 million?
Excuse me. Yeah, 200 million. Yeah, the reason why I'm saying this, I'm thinking this from here to here is potentially like 200,000 area if it releases. So it would be that this would be 200 mil. 10x down would be 2 mil or 20 mil. Right.
Moon Crypto is saying, oh God, it really blew this one out here. It's forming a bullish falling wedge pattern with breakout and retest nearly complete. I don't know. That's quite the falling wedge.
There you go.
That's a fallen tree that's been cut off at the stump.
It's continuing with the volume down. At the same time, we're also seeing it continue down and not really showing strength to the upside. And so it's one of those things that I would say it's kind of hard here, right? Like, so we'll see what's up. But that's what I'm considering, is that the trend here, right, wasn't able to hold. You can see that the wicks here were sellers stepping in. And so unless there is a futures to this, right, where you can actually trade futures on this and then be able to short and keep your position, right, in the spot market, which I think is absolutely epic. So you're able to gain as it's dropping here. That would be something that I would definitely look to. Right, but I have a hard time. Those falling wedges are dope. I'm not saying that they're not. I give credibility to many of the kind of the wedge because I think there is an emotional side of that. But right. I don't, and ask Tom, and Tom, you'll see. I don't really look at like flags that much, just because I'm not saying that from a statistical analysis, but you don't know. Like in the future, it may not be a flag. You know, but what I can say is these wicks up here, they were real sellers. And so you can see here as we're coming up, we're seeing momentum slow down. We can't get above the 8. It's having a hard time to even getting above the 8 period moving average, which means that it's able to hold volume in the buying area like for an extensive amount of time. So that means real interest of that isn't really there until I start to see good demand wicks coming into an area. I can't get bullish on it until then, right? And so I want to sit there and say, all right, look, you know how many times I'll be like, all right, guys, look, this is really good because of this, right? We got demand wicks happening on the daily. We're above the 8 period moving average with volume. Okay, this thing's about to send because there's real demand for it, right? Over a period of, let's say, 8, 9, 10 days, right? And so it's people are gonna, if it shoots up and comes back down, it's gonna get defended specifically.
Jerry Molinari, welcome to the show.
So that's why. So I like that. And you're right. It could come back. It could come back down. But it just don't. I've traded patterns. I mean, half of my career in trading, which was 10 years, where I used patterns, head and shoulders, cup and handle. Like, so I know that they work. Problem is to really, really, really take advantage of it. It's very hard, right? Because what they'll do is they'll mess with you. They'll push up, stop you out, and then take it down. And instead of creating, let's say, a wedge, right? They'll shoot it up, set up for a few days, and then drop it, take out your stop, and because you went short, then long, then short, and then you lost money, and then they'll take it. So that's always why it's a little hard for me.
And then they'll take it.
Yeah, they take it in a direction that you're like, and by that time, emotionally, you are bankrupt, so you don't get into the trade. And I know that happens to a lot of people. And i.e., along with my trading journey, happened to me many a times.
All right, what's next after Nero?
All right,
we'll let that one percolate for a while, huh?
Percolate. All right, so the next one I wanted to check out here was virtual, TIRTUAL. Please be correct. Virtual protocol, and boom, 71 million, 26 million. Wow, that's a lot of volume on this one. It maybe looks like it's the same one, but just different liquidity pools. So 2 months.
Well, it'll have the same contract number underneath it.
Yep.
Virtual.
Yep. Boom. So here we go. We're gonna put this in. We're gonna name this.
Is it virtual or virtuals protocol?
Virtual, singular. We're gonna call this AI Plays.
Is that one of those new hyper liquid ones?
I don't know the exact. I was really given this more from Zach. So
yeah.
That's it. So that's all I can say. But it seems he's playing this, and so we'll start off here.
Oops.
All right, so you can see here, I just knew it. When I saw that, I was like, that's below the 50 period right there. Okay, so you got your first area here. We're kind of coming down to, and we're playing off of this area. It's a good area. It's a nice little pretty area here. Little Bob Ross here. Boom, and then got a nice little. Nice little thing right here. Look at this. Nice. It's nice. Noise is noise. Here we go. Playing. Let's keep on playing. Here we go. Here we go. I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't know if I got my mic muted in time, but I apologize for the sneeze if you all heard that.
Your sneeze was adorable. Okay, see if you need
AI, I saw your note about CTO. That was Mexi.
I like it a lot. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't join us earlier, there is a, as they say, a new episode of the Crypto Swamp Creatures out. If you haven't already seen it, please do so. The episode is about Paul Atkins being Trump's appointee to the SEC and how he's going to be different than Gary Gensler, but not so different in the enforcement. I don't mean enforcement instead of regulation. They're just going to be, or I should say, instead of regulation by enforcement, he's going to go with the regulation route and then actually make us play by the rules. And that's what they believe that to be. That episode was premiered this morning on YouTube at 9 a.m. Go back on our channel and look at it. It's only 10 minutes long, and it's a good discussion about Paul Atkins. And if you want to learn about the swamp creatures, think of it. Usually they're right on. Called the presidential election here on the show first. For all the networks did, based on the Hispanic vote. I'm going to use that one for a long time, Pedro. But anyway, we'll be on the air Tuesday. Same time, Wednesday, same time, Thursday, same time, and then full rant Friday.
Whoop whoop. Alrighty, here we go. So I like this area right here. So first area, I think a good little pocket area here. If this thing continues, and we see it trending on the 8-period moving average here. Right, you can see on that 4-hour there. We gotta see it get above that 4-hour 8 and gotta keep above it for a period of time. So this is virtual, and I think it's something you could be paying attention to. I know that Zach Humphrey's looking at it. This is an AI agent traditional method for passive income. Bark Ruffalo ecosystem where devs plus AI agents are awesome community bringing investments and passive income to its stakes. So there you go. So I think this area is a potential good area. That's that $1.47 to $1.25 area, and it's sitting at a 1.15 billion mark. I like it down at half of that to the 150 area and potentially 120 is those areas that I'm looking for. And then on the daily chart, so that's that monthly chart, this would be the area that I would look to see. And then the next spot potentially, it depends, it's able to hold here. So we're at that 50-period moving average. As you can see, it's the gray line right here. If we can't close above this today with good volume, then it's most likely going to sell off even further down into this lower level. If it does hold, you want to see it consolidate here for a while, and then see it pick up buyers here, get strong again, and then see it pop like it's hot. So this is the area that is playing with right now. So it all depends on where it's going to go. After that, if it cannot hold to these, then what I'm looking at is really this lower area right here where it kind of is coming down to, potentially. And that would be this area right here. And that would be the 0.55 to the 0.49 area. So our 55 cents to the 49 cent area. I think right here you'll see it consolidate. And if it does get here, most likely pick up and go again. Because this is where a lot of the originator of the money came in at. And so I would expect to see it continue from there. So we'll see what happens. But my real line in the sand, if it holds, is kind of where it's at right now. And from there, it's coming down to here at that $1.30 area, $1.30, $1.40 area, down to the $1.20. So So that's here for our good old friend virtual. Let's check for the next little pretty one. Neuro Render. R-E-N-D-E-R. Not tender, render.
Yeah, that one will be good. Yeah.
Why is that?
You render a token. Let's see. Let's bring that one up here.
Am I spelling that correctly? Let me make sure.
R-E-N-D-E-R, render.
R-E-N-D-E-R. It definitely looks like him. But I just don't understand why I'm getting Trump. Never surrender.
As we will never surrender.
We shall never surrender. Render.
We'll fight in the sea. We will fight on the land.
Alrighty then. Alrighty. So that is render right here. Render token. I think this is it right here. Liquidity. Alrighty.
Trading at $6.06 right now.
$6.06. So I got it at 661.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And it's liquidity about 21 mil.
That would be it.
Or excuse me, not 21, but 2.1 mil. All right. Let's check this out here real quick, guys. All righty. So this is looking pretty pullback.
Shady that it's such a short time frame. But I mean, render's been out for a year. Oh, that's render on Sol. Wah, 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 wah. Maybe it's tracking render.
All right.
But hold on, I've got render. Where is it? Where's its main? Traded most main on Binance, Coinbase, Mexi.
Hey, real quick. Can we go real quick? I gotta step away for just a minute. You want to take over the show?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll ramble on for a minute about render. I was watching a Crypto Lifer recently, and he bet $100,000. He bought it going all the way up from $4.50 to $5, and I think it went up all the way to $11 or so. Let me look at the chart here. Wow, render's down a lot today. Must be following Bitcoin. Let's see, he did it. It was last year. It was in about November or something like that. Yeah, he bought it around November at $4.50 to $4.20 to $4.50 to $5. Bought it all the way up, and then it went to $10. And he bet $100,000 on it. And I believe he has taken profits. Amazing. It's amazing, amazing, amazing how much money you can make when you start with money, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's hit some of the, check out PlayFi on BNB Saturday. Alpha Wolf says, I just signed a contract with Shibarium. Let me make sure these, in BNB, and we are part of that. They did PlayFi, not me. Please read the chart on this. Pedro, please, can you please read the chart on PlayFi before you go? They tries to drop the kids off the pool. No, he gets phone calls every now and then from, as they say, business people that you got to take. We all do. Even if you're live on the air, you gotta pay them bills.
All right, but sorry about that. So
That's all right.
So this looks like it is potentially. It says it's mintable. I don't know what that means. This token is freezable.
The one you're looking at is just a copy token. It's not the actual render token.
Okay. Alrighty. So let me do this render again.
I don't know where to find it on I would just find it on TradingView probably, but.
Alrighty. Boom. Boom. There we go.
Down 9% today. Following the Bitcoin dominance here today. Although Bitcoin's only down 3% today, if you can believe that, with this dumpage.
So it's been around for about 4 years. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. All right. Boom. Here we go. Let me see here real quick. Boom. So.
AI Wolf has dropped some meme coins that he'd like to take a look at.
Absolutely. Do you want to take them and then just send them to me in the?
Yeah. If AI Wolf, if you could get me via TG the contract address of those things.
Boom. Send it to Tom, because I get distracted, and I was like, we all know me well. We all know me well. That sounded really weird. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Nope. No. Man, y'all know I don't want to hear this one. I can already tell I'm gonna get hate for this one. like legit. Here we go for this one. We'll see what's up.
Over in the audit chain TG room, and in fact their Pacioli TG room, I'm an admin over there because I can I can post graphics and the show schedule and podcast stuff and all this type of shit I do for them. And so thus I'm listed as an admin. The audit chain people are doing an AMA, or did an AMA on Sunday, on a group that also is part of does their thing in the Binance Live community. And the Binance Live community is sketch. There's millions of people in it, but it's very sketch. And because I'm listed as an admin, every marketing AMA we have a huge Telegram, X Spaces following, got 50,000 people in our room. A marketer DM'd me over the past few days. And I'd wake up in the morning and see my personal box, which normally I have 5 messages in the morning. I had 300. All people, I'm with this group, I'm with that group. Oh, here, give us your price for AMA, give us your price. Why aren't you getting back to me? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, I'm a YouTube host. They're like, no, you're a dev on a project. I'm like, just because you're listed as an admin in a TG room doesn't mean you're in control of a project. He said, why you admin? And I said, I'm admin so I can delete spam and ban people that propose AMAs and marketing proposals. Then they go quiet. Obviously, you can't answer all these guys. You delete most of them. But my God, it's like, oh my God, you're listed as an admin. You must have millions of dollars for AMAs. One guy just said, send me $1,500. We get lots of views. I'm like, I'm the YouTube guy. You send me $1,500. He's like, what? Why would I send you $1,500? I said, I'm the YouTube guy. If you want me to promote you, no, we promote you. I'm like, no, we promote you. Finally, he got the hint that I was fucking with him.
That's funny.
Pedro, did you raise your chair?
No, I just my ball here that I sit on. One of those what do you call the yoga ball things, which are absolutely epic. Allows me to be able to, Okay, so we've got a couple things here. So render, unfortunately, I really don't see much on render until we really just get down to this lower area of that $3. It's in at $6 right now.
50% incoming.
So here's the thing though. For render, you can see here that the line in the sand though is at the 200 period moving average. You have literally a daily zone that's sitting right here. Okay. Let me see right here. Let me see if I can. It's literally, this is where it's bouncing off of, because you have you have the 200 period sitting right there, and you have a zone sitting right there. So I would gauge this in a way where I want to sit there and play. Give me 1 second. So this area here is kind of like the line in the sand before it does make that descend down. You're most likely going to see some resistance come in or support coming in at the $5 mark, because you have your 20-day period moving average sitting right there. So it's something just to be paying attention to, okay? But where is it at? Boom. So you have the 20, and then you also have the weekly. So that's around the same area. So this is the line in the sand. From there, you have the next spot where you're sitting around that $4, and then after that is kind of a free fall to that $3 area. So that's about it in a nutshell. We'll find out here if it holds. If not, then expect us again, like I said, to come down to that $4 area. I don't think that's going to hold, and then probably come down to the $3 area if you're looking for a render. Render to Caesar. What is Caesar's? All right, so next, it's called AIXPT.
AIXPT.
Yep. Hopefully I got it right. AIXPT. It's a real world asset thing.
I don't know. Where'd you find that one?
This one was, again, a Mr. Humphreys area. Injective is, and let's try.
Yeah, that one's there. Injective protocol.
Dude, I just got a ton of these. Wait, what is this? All right. Hello, mate. Good day. I'm a marketing head of a crypto infinity English speaking community. Please kindly, please, PLEACE, please kindly check my community. All social media links and responses. Oh, nice. Telegram. Twitter channel. Nice, man. Alrighty. If you declare a partnership in our community, you can get 3 AMA, AX, and spaces. Alrighty. Thank you. I'm always amazed how they do that. I like it. So I'm a weirdo. All right. So,
Injective. Is that the one you got up now?
Yep, I'm about to pull up Injective. Yep.
$19 right now, trading at $19. $1.8 billion market cap, doing pretty well. $148 million traded today, according to the Great Graphics Machine, and also down 9%. All of these guys are just getting hammered today. I don't even want to look at a bubble map today.
So $19, liquidity 144, and market cap 1.93 bill. Or is it the one below? Market cap at 3.4 million, liquidity 948,000. Because which one do you think it is? The market cap is 3. You said you had yours at 1 billion, or was it market cap?
Market cap 1.8, 1.9 billion, depending on past 5 minutes of pricing.
All right. Place. Alrighty then. There we go. There's no way.
Yes, Patrick. You hear more rebar being cut.
All right, so this right here, there's no way this thing went from. It was not at 100 billion. Wait, I'm sorry. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So 5 billion. You're telling me that, wait, 5. This was $10 billion at one point in time, and it's now sitting at 2 bill. Is this correct?
It looks like its all-time high is $50.
all-time high I have here on the chart is 140. Or like
must be more than a year ago. Looking at Injective here, I don't know how long.
Yeah, first day trading day, it literally went from 2 billion all the way up to 10 billion.
I have it starting all the way back in 2020, October 20th of 2020. At 20 o'clock. Interesting.
2020. Was it in April?
No, it was in January. It was October 20th, 2020.
Maybe they're on. So if they've been around that long, then let's check them out here real quick. Then Injective.
They will definitely be on trading.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Welcome to everyone that's on Rumble. Thanks for sticking it out with us over there. Your viewing and your interaction is what gets us on the crypto front page there. Pedro, I went back and forth with the tech support over at Rumble saying the other day when we had a show, they got back to me and said, oh, well, the moderators probably haven't looked at your show yet. And I was like, what do you mean moderators? Moderators, it's a free speech thing. And the guy said, well, I don't really mean moderators. I mean collators, but not collate. What's the word I'm looking for? Bring a bunch of things together. Whatever, to find the best shows to put on the front page of the crypto thing or any of their category front pages. I'm like, there's only 4 of them. There's spots for 20. I said, just put us on. And they're like, well, they don't do that. You know, they do it. I said, well, we've proven that we're a regular show. We're not out there scamming and all this type of stuff. Can't you just mark us as like, okay, that they're always good? And they said, well, it kind of depends on the interaction and the viewers and that type of stuff. So Mr. Fire Chicken's holding it up over there with the interaction. So what this is telling us is that we get more juice over there the more interaction we get from the audience, which is the same on any platform. So those of you watching on Rumble, it doesn't cost you anything to log in. You can log in and create an account without paying their premium. You can log in with your Google or Facebook account or whatever and create a free account. And then you can hit the like button and you can comment here and say things like, you guys are awesome. And post it just like I did just there. And that helps us out a lot. BoostBot Rumble has rated the stream. What does that mean? BoostBot Rumble, I don't know what that is, but it's rating the stream and causing the viewers to go up. So maybe my mere talking about it.
Dude, wouldn't that be funny if it was like one of those guys that you were harassing and all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Or in doing that, it could jack us up, and because you were just talking about actually viewers and interaction, and all of a sudden they just screw us over like that.
Anyway, thanks to the Rumble people for watching. We really appreciate it. But some more interaction would be great.
Absolutely.
Pedro, what's going on with Injective?
All right, so Injective here is showing some pretty good weakness here. Coming down here, first thing, it did go up in the first kind of, or at least try to. You can see here, like it, from the first, it did go up. We hit some resistance on that 50 period moving average, and then from there, we're now starting to see it come down. So it's actually really kind of showing weakness until we get down to this level here, which is going to be around the $7 mark area. So from the 19 down to that 7 mark is really just a kind of a free fall in that area. The only thing that's going to be able to save it, if it is able to be, kind of pushed, is going to be the weekly chart here, and it's basically at the 100-day period moving average here. So if this does not hold, then I'd expect to see this thing to continue down. So and where is it going to go? Well, I think we very much could see this thing pretty much play down to the $7 mark. So basically from $7 to $19. Sorry about that.
No, sorry. I was trying to figure out what this Rumble bot thing was that showed up in our messages.
Gotta love them. Speaking of, so this is injective. I would expect to see this thing, if it does, from the next 2 to 3 weeks, we could see this thing sell off and then see it come back. But that's if it needs to hold. If it holds at the 100-day period moving average with good volume, then I expect it to go up. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to sell off because people are removing money from these plays and looking to be putting into other things right now, and then come back to this as the narrative reverts back to here. Let's go ahead and go check out
Alpha Wolf. Can you send me the CTO contract link so Pedro can look at it directly? Obviously, I can go find it, but you seem to always send the right one, and I can't find it. You've sent it to me before in our DMs, but I can't find it. Oh, never mind. I found it. I had already scrolled by it. Sorry. Dropped the CTO one. And also Patrick says, let's look at SPX 6900 again. I'd like to see that one too.
All right, so let's check out. This is another internet play, Tau. We looked at this a while back ago. It was showing pretty good strength. It was, we started seeing a pump from here and started to go up. I would expect it to have continued. You saw volume really stepping in on that weekly chart, but somebody sold off pretty hard here, and now I'm looking on the weekly chart here. You can see here though that right here somebody dropped. They must have built up around the $200 area here, and then once they got to about that $700 area, which was about a 3x, you can see that they sold off area here. So it's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's good. If I'm looking to get in on Tau, I'm looking to get in at that 236 area to the 163 area. And then from a supply area, got a big supply area here. There's a lot of sellers sitting there. So this is the range that we're playing off of. I'd expect to see it really kind of flounder here though. It's got to pick up some buyers sitting right here though, which is that 236 area to the 163 area. Okay, Tau Hash AI, my boy. Hash AI. Boom, sitting at that 100. Man, we need more volume.
Hash AI. Ladies and gentlemen, get your free hash here.
Basically, they are a mining company that goes through. They were actually on Becker. Becker brought them up, and they've been running for a minute and a half, but they started really picking up. I'll pull them. See if I can pull them up over here. There we go. Yeah, they basically go through and they mine. They mine the hash. AI.
Are they at 1/100th of a cent? Is that the right one?
I think so. Let me just make sure.
I've got them on the great graphics machine here.
Yep.
Hash AI, $92 million market cap. Traded $1 million in the past 24 hours, down 4.5%. Okay.
Oh, they definitely just had some volume pop in. Boom. So one thing I do like about them is that they do give money to their investors by their hashing with Bitcoin and other coins to mine, but at the same time they also buy into their chart as well. So That's all right. So they buy into their chart. That I do know, which is pretty dope. So, you know, like you guys can definitely make money on the coin here as they buy into it. So this area here, it's a good area. I like this area here. It's bouncing off the 100 period moving average here. And when was this? October. So the one says 100. So 200 would probably be about right here. If not, probably right here for the 100. So boom. So it would be above, probably about right here. So 100, 200, boom. So I like this area of that the 0076. So 000 76.99 to the 000 69 area. Nice little area here. Potentially coming down to the 000 36.23 to the 0.25, but I don't think that's going to happen here. And the reason why, simply because you've got a lot of volume sitting at this level here that you can saw was accumulated. So people right here looks like it's profit taking up at these higher levels here, and then potentially coming down. So this area, so you got two areas here to get in on Open AI or Hash AI, which is going to be that 000 76.99 to the 000 68.98 area. So I like that area. It's a liquidity. Previous high, exploded up, coming back down. Something that I'm definitely looking for. And then potentially down here at the lows as it comes down. You could play off of that as well. Let me see if that's a weekly. Yeah, it is. Yeah. You got this area right here. Yes, hash AI. So that's it. I like this. This is about 3 areas and I like it. I like this triples, like I said, 000 76 area to the 000 68. Coming down here to the weekly zone here, I like, which is basically the 05 or 0005 area, and then potentially, I don't think it. These are just areas that I'd be looking to get in at. So I like this area here at 000 34 98 area. So. And which is brilliant. I think it's real brilliant because for me, I like businesses that actually make money instead of trying to, you know, and the fact is that they do buy their own stuff. So I like it. Down at this lower level. So yeah, I like it. Let's check it out. I'm going to put this here. And we will go right here. Its chart's a little bit different, so and then you have this kind of line in the sand right here. Okay, boom, here we go. So we'll pull this up here real quick. Alpha Wolf, what is the play for this one? That's the CA you just sent me, right? This is Alpha Wolf's. All right. Yeah. It's a, if you really believe in this project and what it's doing, it's at a low point. I'm not really seeing much activity here. It's not a lot of buying and selling. We are below the moving averages on the 5-minute, 1530, 1 hour, 2 hour. We're finding some support there. So this area right here is one of those things that I think we could see it potentially see a bounce on here, but ultimately it's not like, I gotta see. I would love to see today it put in a demand wick. Like my biggest fear, here's the thing, people are selling off, right? You can see here, as soon as it starts to garner some strength, it sells off. Strength sells off, strength sells off. So people are just either taking profit. But I think as people start to pull their money out, like you said, of their other projects and push and put it into here, this is something that where you're going to see it come into. So, but somebody is selling off on you right now. So I would sit there and say, okay, look, wait for them to, whatever, if they're going to dump it or whatever, it doesn't matter. AI Wolf, I know you're in it to win this for this one. So if this thing comes down, just make sure you're buying at the lows, right? There's one area here that you could get in on, which is right here. Right, nice little area right here. But you've got some resistance here. That's the only issue. So that area here. But man, you guys had a good, you had a good little pump, that's for sure. Pump pretty good. The first 5 minutes, man, was good. All right, man, that's it in a nutshell. Let me know when you're done. I'll just keep cycling through a lot of these AI plays that are kind of out there right now. So I'm gonna pull this one up here after hash AI, PAL. Oh, that was the one that I actually misspelled. Here we go. Okay. Yes, sir. It's a beautiful day. It's all good. Alrighty. Boom. Okay. That's the question we all have. That's brilliant. Oh man, that is absolutely. So did they make it? But they actually launched it? That's brilliant. Oh, it sucks, man. Okay, yep. All right, guys. So check this out here, which is really cool. Okay, so PAL here is looking weak, but these areas here are nice little areas. I mean, good, decent volume. Boom, came in. Boom, right here. So there is play here on this one. I like it down at that 24 area, 20 to the 18 area, and then I'm gonna bring this down. This is the monthly chart, so I'm gonna bring this down to here, to the daily. Yeah, boom. So as well as I like the 12 to the 8 cents area. I'm gonna play this one right here. Let's refine that entry. Not so much here. So you got a couple plays here on PAL. Down here you have the 100 period moving average. That 100 period moving average is kind of playing in the same area sitting, right? So this is why I had this up here, because this is why it's included in that 100-day period moving average. If this does not hold, which it most likely will not hold a 100-day period moving average, I would expect to see a good little play to come down to that 20 cent to 18 cent area here on PAL. Then after PAL, if that does not hold, this is probably where it's going to hold, because you had good volume come in, and this would be the same roughly 100. It could wick down, like close below the 100, see it come down, and then play back up, right? So they stop a bunch of people out, come down into this buy area, and then push it back up. But if it doesn't hold, I do like that 12 cent area to that 8 cent area here. And so this thing would pop like it's hot for PAL. As a resistance level, you really don't have much right now, right? Like it's kind of cleared. So I mean, the only real resistance level is at the high here. And nope, that's the wrong one. Boom, boom. This high here, and where we're sitting at the 8 period right here, which is going to act as resistance when we come back around. So we'll see what happens there. I have run. Oh, didn't realize we were late. All right, cool. So, well, guys, I try to cut through all these as quick. We've got 2 more we'll do, or 3 tomorrow, and then we'll go over the rest of the AI products here within Technical Tuesday. Guys, thank you so much for coming out today. I hopefully it wasn't that boring. I know that we really didn't crack jokes much and laugh, but I really wanted to give you guys some good plays here on the AI stuff, because it's just a huge narrative right now. So that's au revoir.